Welcome back, folks. This is Barry's Best Honey. I'm Mike, and I do bees. Hey guys, we're on the way down to the dairy farm. I got some work to do. Just got off work a little while ago, and hadn't been down there for a few days, and I wanted to get those hives set since we supered everything up at the house. And I had a couple down there that looked to be swarming. So I want to go back down there and see what we got. So guys, I just want everybody to remember, this is not a how-to video. It's just me taking y'all through my season and the way I do things down here in Louisiana. If you do happen to pick up any tips and tricks, so that's great. And if you have any for me, leave me in the comments. So like I was saying, we got a little bit of work to do down here. Just a few, I want to check to see if those two hives swarmed or not. I want to check on the two that were superseded. Now, I got that little virgin queen that I had a video on of her coming out of the cell. I kept her in a warmer box, had a little bit of honey and just a dash of water down the very bottom so that the cage sat on one end, just in a little bit of that. And she's still running around in there and buzzing and trying to get on out. So I stuffed it with a marshmallow plug, and we're going to put her in the hive if the Supersedures still have not queened up. Because if you remember and you look back, we had a couple Supersedures, and they remade new Supersedure cells, and one didn't have any eggs or brood or anything. A lot of times Supersedures, you know, they're making a new queen for some reason. You'll have one or two cells in there normally, and that's it. And what they'll do is they'll make that cell, she'll lay the egg, they'll make the new queen, and however they get rid of her, they get rid of her. I don't know how all that works, but in that side of it, but I know they get rid of her. And normally you'll still have a lot of brood left when the cells are being formed. There's a Lloyd out there. Well, the one didn't have any brood in it, nor no eggs or nothing. And then by the second Supersedure cell in the other one, neither one of them had much new stuff going in. So just not sure if they offed her yet on both of the cases or what. But what I know is we got a queen we can put in one if they don't. I also want to look at the single hive and see if I may need to combine it with another hive. What I'm doing right now is some of these singles I'm combining for the honey flow. The honey flow is right upon us. Right now the privet's flowing, but soon the tallow will be in. And it doesn't look like we're going to get a break in between them. So I want to go ahead and see if I have that one single swarm, and if I need to combine it or not. It was in two double deeps, but it wasn't growing into the second deep that much at all. I think it was like 6 frames. It was very narrow, so I could always consolidate it and then combine it if I need to strengthen it up to have it ready for the flow. And then the rest of my singles, I've already combined what I wanted to combine, and I'm going to leave the rest of the singles alone. I like to go through winter sometimes with a few and have a few for next year that are going to become production hives. So, all right, guys. Well, look, I'm almost here, so I'm going to go ahead and sign off and get set up, and I'll have y'all back in a minute. All right, guys, we made it out here. This is the first time I've been out here in the afternoon. Man, these bees are moving. Every time I come out, it's in the morning. They are hardly doing anything. Of course, we're on top of the hill. It's a little breezy today, so I don't know how that's going to work out with wind. But let's take a look. I only got a couple things to do, and then maybe introduce this queen. That hive right there. Yeah, they're working. I don't know if you can tell. They are flying. Look at the bees. Yeah, that hive there, the double stack's gonna need a super. It didn't quite need one when I looked at it, but it's got to be building up by now. Look at the bees. Really, when our flow hits, it's a week. I mean, it's a week, and it'll blow up on you, and you'll be swarming before you know it. All right, let's take a look. So the first one I'm gonna look at, folks, is this is that Supersedure. See, there's not a lot of bees on this at all, and they were without brood for a while. I want to take a look. I'll look at it first, because if we need to combine that virgin, I want to get her in here. And she's got to get in. She's been out a day. I think she's premature anyway, and we need to get her in here so she can get off on a mating flight, or she's ineffective. Yeah, see, this is hive doesn't have anything on it. And then the other Supersedure, if it's the same, I want to combine it with a swarm that's got a queen. So we're going to start getting some hives consolidated and fixed right. Wow, they got a lot of bees though. Right, they're getting. See, look, there's the old Supersedure. It's been a bee out of it. That's don't know if that's the first one we saw or the second one. So it's emerged. And you know, we may have one in here that just hasn't gotten mated yet, but we're going to give him a second one. If we don't see any sign of her, because she should have been mated. There. There's some old brood. It's a pretty cell. So we're still going to introduce her though. This is pollen and brood. See, there's the second cell. That's the very first one we saw emerge. Now we see a second one, and they built a third one. So the queen is still here putting eggs in these. You gotta remember, well now, that right there could be an emergency cell. That's an emergency cell. A Supersedure is never like that. That one's been popped too. But one thing to remember is if there's Supersedures, that means that queen put an egg in there. Supersedures and swarm cells are always planned. Emergencies, they have to use what existing eggs they have. So if there's a Supersedure, that means at least 7 to 10 days ago, a queen put an egg in there. Now how long do they continue to keep her around? I'm going to put that virgin in here. What I'm going to do is still stick this in here. Let's see what they do. Let's see what they do with her. Let's see how they... Now there is a little bit of honey on there, so they don't know what they'll... if they'll be messing with her or not. But I got marshmallow plug in there. I probably should put more in there, but I ate the rest of it. Sometimes I look to see what their reaction is going to be to her. They're kind of backing away from her, they're sniffing at her, but there is honey on that cage too. Look how they're backing away. Look how they're backing away. I don't mark my queen, so I was thinking I might mark her so I know if she made it or not, or whether that cell makes it, but I'm not gonna worry with it. So what I do with them, stick it down a little bit. You want the entrance kind of pointing at an angle down, they say. I have to move this frame a little more. Stick it down in, so that's it right there. That's all you need. And hopefully they come to her. If they get her out in a couple days, hopefully she'll be still viable, and we'll see what happens. If the cell comes out and they decide they want her first, I guess that'll be what it'll be. The issue we have is that they're obviously continuing to regenerate Supersedure cells. They're not satisfied with the genes or something, so see what happens. Alright guys, well, put that in there, and I'm a little concerned there's a second cell in there. I thought about taking that cell out, but I don't know. They continue to supersede and supersede, so they're not satisfied with the two that came out, but what's to say that they just didn't make it back off mating flights? I don't know. So we're gonna have virgin in there, and we're gonna try with the cell, and we're gonna see what happens. If it still doesn't work, they get combined. They're not a production hive. They're too far behind even if I combine them now. So let's go look at the other Supersedure. All right, folks, I'm down here on this little swarm we had. This is the swarm from by the pond. This is a good hive. What we got down there is a hive with Supersedure cells, 2 redone Supersedures, 2 or 3 emerged Supersedures, and several emergency cells. So we're done fooling with them. We need to be done with that. So I need to consolidate it. And combine it. So that's what we're going to do. This is a queen right hive. I'm going to double check it. And watch swarms, because sometimes they'll begin to supersede their queen when they get established. I'm going to quick run through this. I'm going to interchange a couple frames, and then I'm going to combine it with that hive so that we have a queen right hive. And I don't see her. There she is. This is a dark queen. There she is. There she is. There. Hard to see her. Whoops. Hard to see her. Well, shoot. They're queen right. I'm not sure what they're doing, but we're taking that cell off of there. Alright, folks. Here's what we got. I got that queen right hive. That's a swarm. She is loading it up. Not sure why they're superseding her, but I got rid of the cells. Well, 2 of them we tore open, and another one I got rid of because she's there, and they know why they're superseding her. I don't, so it's not for me really to say. But at the same time, I got this hive. Maybe she needs space. I don't know what she needs. We're gonna I got some empty comb I'm gonna put in there. I'm gonna take this one down there and I'm gonna combine it. And I'm gonna get rid of that cell. I got queens if I need them, if something happens to both of these. But this is a lot of bees, and that's a decent amount of bees. We can make us a good hive out of this. Definitely a strong one for winter. So I didn't have you on for this one. Let me explain. This one here has a big old, well, not this, right in the top, never mind. Had a bunch of emergency cells and 2 capped Supersedures. That makes, and I went back and forth looking for the queen. I didn't see her. So with those emergency cells, that tells me she's not here and they're relying on those Supersedures. Well, I got a queen down the way. So let's combine these and be done with it. So I got to consolidate them first. Well, guys, what that was all about was just trying to get some frames consolidated, find the best frames, and knock out all the cells. I don't want any cells in that hive. I don't want any cells in this hive. This is actually going to make a very massive hive. I'm going to have to be ready to super it in a couple days. I don't have an excluder to keep them out, so I don't want to super it just yet. We'll go find another frame for them. Alright, so I got one that's got a little shot of brood on it. That's a nice frame. The queen was over here. I want to go real slow. Last thing I want to do is hurt her. Look, I think they was trying to supersede her. They might have. Alright, so I've consolidated the hives. I'm going to bring that other one down here, and I'm going to do this all in one quick pop if I can, because there's a ton of bees in that other hive. So here's what we got. We're combining this and this with that. What I got here for this, just for this, I'm gonna give them the sale paper, just to get them preoccupied. They don't need to know that the sale's over. So this is an old paper, but sometimes what they don't know won't hurt them. Nice. Wow, wind, wind, wind. Now we gotta get them in. We got some bees flying now. Alright, so let's get this brush. So they're reorienting, they're fanning, much more down out of the air. These are some of them, they're lost, but they're going to go ahead and go into this hive. Now this is the one we put the queen cell in. Look at that. We're going to have a population now. Down here we're not doing too bad. They're already orienting on this hive. So we're going to be okay. So everybody will get settled in. We'll have to come back in a couple days and check, because they're going to need a super over there. That's a fact. Guys, we're following up today. I've decided to take that queen cell out and just use the one queen that emerged in front of us on camera. I'm hurrying up and speaking right now because the wind laid down for a minute. It is windy up here. So let's go in and see if they've even started to release her, if they've already released her, and see about getting that queen cell out. They got about half the marshmallow out. It's very windy, so they don't like being opened up in the wind too much, but they're doing all right. They act like they have a queen. We've looked. I'm gonna double check this hive because it's question answered. There's our queen. Hey guys, I'm hiding behind this hive again. Turns out we have a queen in that hive. She's brand new. There were no eggs yesterday. Now I'm seeing 1 or 2 eggs. Or there may have been eggs yesterday, but I didn't see them. I didn't see her, and today I spotted her. She was small, so I'm guessing that's why. But it's all done. I'm gonna see who needs that version. Alright guys, what I did, made up a 2-frame. I'll follow up in the end of the video, but what would be sure is I'll let y'all know, I went to check on the Virgin, and they hadn't hardly touched the plug, which to me was a little unusual. So I go looking in there and they're real calm, and I said, man, I didn't see a queen all day yesterday. Look for her. So I looked and I saw an egg or two again. So I pulled the Supersedure cell. I'd already pulled it out and called my friend, and I decided to look for a queen, and because they just act like they had a queen, and sure enough they had a queen. So I don't want to waste this Virgin, so I put it out there for somebody to come get her. She needs a good home, but I didn't get an answer too quick, and then I decided, you know what, I got that utility nuke. I took a frame of brood from that. I took a frame of food from 17, the mean hive, and shook some of them old mean bees in here too. And we're going to see. She's still kicking, and there's the plug. We're going to put her in here, because we're at the point I need to do something with her. I'm not going to let her just go. So that's what we're going to do right there. And this is now queenless. Ideally, I'd have made this queenless and let it sit overnight. But you know what? She's on 3 days old. She needs to be removed from there, and she needs to be mated. So it's all kind of just running with it right now. So I got her in there. They got food. They got nurse bees. There's a frame with brood in there. And the only thing I need now is a block to put on there, and I'll be done. Well, hey folks, it is the next day, and just shot that follow-up for that virgin queen that we placed in the hive. I went out to that yard basically to take that virgin queen out to one of those hives that was superseding and continue to supersede over and over, and preferably put her in the one that has been showing no signs of brood whatsoever. And then the other one, I wanted to combine it. I want to get all the combines done that I'm going to do now, because honey flow is upon us, and if I combine them now, there's a chance I could super them up, or at least strengthen them up good for winter. Then I have a few singles that I'm leaving off to the side. So went out there, and it was chaos on the combine, just chaos. But we did the queen first. We put her in there with a marshmallow plug in there. The bees seemed to back off of her. I looked high and low for a queen, and I left that one cell in there and said, well, either her or that cell is going to work out. I don't know. So couldn't find a queen. Seen emergency cells, I believe, in that one, and that was odd. Very odd to see emergency and Supersedure. So I don't know. Killed all the emergency cells, left one cell, put her back. Then the combine, it got chaotic. Man, it got chaotic. But that's because I was consolidating. It was windy up there. It always is. Had them all coming back to the hive at the same time, so got them moved over. That's going to be a big old hive of bees. I put a foundation super on top, and we're going to see what they do. This storm is moving in fast. That's why I'm rushing. And I think they'll be okay. But all the bees were in the air within the 15 minutes of shutting the video off. They were all in the boxes. Some of them were on the side of another box that needed the numbers anyway. So here I have this virgin insert. Everything's good, right? So I go home and I think to myself, man, I really need to take that emergency cell out. I need to see what she's going to do. And so I thought all day at work, I'm going to do that. So I went back over there to take her out, and they barely even ate any of that marshmallow out. They were acting like they weren't even on the cage. I pulled it out, laid it on there. Just wasn't acting like they wanted her. So I was talking to my buddy on the phone, and I opened up, he just gave me a few ideas. I pulled the frame, and lo and behold, I saw a little puddle of royal jelly. I look, and I see some eggs, and boom, there's a queen. Like, well, they got a queen. So I pulled the virgin out. I went ahead and had already pulled the cell out. So finally I said, you know what I'm going to do? I had run out of 2-frame boxes, so I went and did a bait and switch. Pulled an established queen in a 2-frame from weeks ago. Put her in a 5-frame with a couple frames. I pulled some stuff, went over to a couple hives, went to my nuke, that's my stackable utility nuke. Boom, they are loaded up. Pulled some brood out of there, got some food for them out of another hive. Shook some bees in a 2-frame. Put the virgin queen in a 2-frame, and that's what you've seen. I hope to follow up on her. Had a major storm blow through last night. Right after I got these in, that storm came through. I want to see if our queen is out. Yeah, they got her out. Now, got a hive beetle in there. So where these bees took her out in a day, the other bees just didn't want anything to do with her. There she is. She's right there. She's right there. Some of her in there real quick. I don't want to roll her. Alright, so release was successful. Now I just gotta hope that she gets out and gets mated. Monitor all that, but I think all in all, we got her settled. We got her settled. So that was the whole follow-up video. That's where the virgin queen is. You saw a good chaotic combine. It was nuts out there, but hey, we got it done, and I think all the hives are combined now, except for the few singles I got that I want to keep single. I might still combine 17 part the way through the summer to beef them up with another hive that's kind of weak going into winter, but it's not for honey production, so I'm done with combines, I'm pretty sure. I think now we're just waiting. I got almost all my supers placed out. I got a few more left I can put somewhere, so now it's just a matter of waiting and see if they're going to fill. All right, guys, I'm rushing because it's getting dark quick and I hear thunder in the background, but hey, I appreciate y'all watching. Guys, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and look, share it with your friends, your family, and anybody just enjoys watching bees. This is Barry's Best Honey. I'm Mike, and I do bees. Y'all have a wonderful evening, and God bless y'all.